Well, despite the series defeat, Zimbabwe captain Sikandar Raza was left encouraging by some of the performances that the team put in, but still feels that there are several areas to improve as they continue building towards the next World Cup cycle.
Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe the scoreline doesn't suggest. I think we got outplayed in 1 out of the 5 games. The other 4 games have been very competitive, winning 1 and losing the other 3. But I just think that when we find ourselves with a sniff, I don't think so. We are still taking our chances. For me, there's been a lot. I'm always a guy who always look at the positive things. There's been a lot of positives, but I cannot keep my eyes closed on the things that we really have to work on. And I think it's important to address the fact that we have made a lot of mistakes in the field that had allowed the opposition to come into the game again and again and again. But if somebody asks me, would I change my mind about this team? No, I think we have all the right ingredients to be a mid-table team very soon. Yes, the team needs a bit of love, a bit of care, a bit of nurturing, sometimes a bit of beating as well with some harsh words at times. But I think we'll get there. We may not have a lot of time because I've seen the fixtures for the qualifiers that are out soon. So yeah.
Raza also singled out several players who impressed during the series against India.
Blessings from Garava's fitness, and he bowled really well. Dion batted and showed some good glimpses that what he has amongst the skills. Our openings partnership is starting to stabilize itself. We took a lot of wickets in the middle, which has been missing in the past, so there were a lot of wickets in the middle as well. So yeah, listen, there's a lot of positives, brother. I know when you lose a series, it's all doom and gloom, and people tend to focus on negatives a lot more than the positive. For me, I'm the other way around. There's a lot of positives, a lot of good signs to work with. So yeah, one thing I would say that I think that the Zimbabwean public has really embraced this vision, and I thank them for that. And I can assure them that we are trying our hardest, and while we're trying our hardest, we're going to make a lot of mistakes as well. But what I want to give them credit for, that even when we have made mistakes, they have been very supportive. So thank you very much for that.
Simba Bhora beat Manica Diamonds 1-0 on a Saturday to leapfrog the Gem Boys into 3rd place in a top-of-the-table clash at Wazanai Stadium. A solitary strike from Muthokozi Simsebe toppled the Manica Diamonds from 2nd on the log as Simba Bhora made it 10 wins for the season. The win preserved Simba Bhora's unbeaten home run this season, and coach Tonde Laindera believes that their home form will only grow from strength to strength going forward.
Basically, after getting the goal, I thought it was for us just to manage the game. We did that, but what I liked most is we then had to push or force Manica to change the way they were playing.
However, Manica Diamonds saw their 13-match unbeaten run crushed to an end as they dropped down to 4th place. Despite the defeat, Jairus Tapera praised his charges and backed them to bounce back to winning ways soon.
That's football. That's football. You get a point where you will lose games like what we did. But overall, I think we slept on duty the first 3-4 minutes, which they scored. In games of this magnitude, usually they only need 1 goal. When they got that goal, I thought we were going to equalize, but they had chances in the second half that they could have scored. But in terms of possession, I think we had the lion's share, which if we had converted the free kicks that we got down there, I think we could have equalized. But I'm happy with the performance of my players.
Bulawayo Chiefs recorded their first win in 8 games as they fought from a goal down to beat Green Fuel 2-1 at Luveve on Saturday. Ngosiabo Masilela stole the show with a pair of assists as Nevarauji played his last game for the Amakosi ahead of a loan move to Highlanders. Tulani Sibanda pointed out the potential and quality in his young side.
He was superb. He was our best player. I have always said this even to our executive, that we should not be worried with players leaving because we always produce players.
Well, Greenfield struggles on the road continued as they blew away a first-half lead and wasted a number of chances, which has left the technical team to look into the transfer market to bolster their options.
Instruction was to go and look for the cushion goal, of which I thought we had a glorious chance that could have given us the much needed cushion. We failed to do so. What that meant was our opponents still had hope. And when they got an opportunity, they punished us.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.